Welcome to my Theater of Souls. I am Violet Nocturne, your hostess of the shadowed unknown, your guide to the truths draped in darkness, and tonight, we peel back the fragile veneer of bodily perfection. It's a tale that begins with a whisper, but you, my dear, will soon discover it ends with a scream. Have you ever stared at a scar on your body and wondered about the secrets it holds? Perhaps you thought it silent. But what if I told you these markings have voices? Voices that plead, jeer, and beg to be heard. Scars, after all, are memories etched into flesh. Contained within them are stories, sometimes tragic, sometimes heroic, and sometimes horrifying. Meet Eliza Rhodes, a charming young woman adored by her social circles and famed for her flawless beauty. But beneath that surface lay her obsession: perfection. To her, beauty was not merely skin deep. It was a conquest, a battle to be fought against time, imperfection, and chaos. Eliza feared blemishes more than she feared death. And it was this vanity, darling listener, that led her to the Skinwell Spa, an exclusive establishment that claimed to erase even the faintest hint of a scar. Perfection renewed, their tagline whispered seductively. But as Eliza would learn, the price of perfection was far greater than she ever imagined. As she stepped into the shimmering, sterile lobby of the Skinwell Spa, a peculiar chill licked at her skin. Everything smelled faintly of chemicals disguised beneath an overly sweet floral spray. For a hefty fee, the spa's mysterious procedure promised to lift her imperfections away, like erasing mistakes from the canvas of her being. Desperate and vulnerable, she handed over her trust, and her body, into the hands of Dr. Mirabel, a figure who seemed more shadow than substance. Thin, almost fragile, with eyes that seemed to reflect the void, his very presence seemed to leach warmth from the room. While the process may tingle slightly, Dr. Mirabel assured her, you should know, your scar will go somewhere else. You see, in this world, my dear, nothing truly vanishes. It simply relocates. He chuckled, a sound more suited to rattling bones than delight. But Eliza, blind to the inaudible warning lurking in his words, only nodded. The procedure began. It was painless at first, a gentle caress of that strange glowing instrument across her skin. But as the minutes grew into what felt like an eternity, sensations grew peculiar. Something beneath her skin stirred. It wasn't pain per se, but an alien writhing, as if her flesh were remembering something that had been buried too deeply. Soon, it was done. The scar she had despised, the one that had traced delicately across her ribs since childhood, was gone. A smooth canvas stretched in its place. Her joy was ephemeral. Weeks passed, and her flawless reflection became a distant memory. Beneath her skin, things began to awaken. It started as the faintest itch at first, one she couldn't quite scratch, then became whispers. Muffled cries rang in her ears each time she passed a quiet mirror or darkened corner. Eliza, Eliza, they hissed plaintively. The voices clawed at her sanity. Why did you erase us? Soon, her skin betrayed her. The scar she had erased returned, but not on her ribs. It appeared, angry and inflamed, across her palm, and then another on her neck. Each scar she had ever erased from her body found its way back, in strange patterns, regions that formed the shape of a word she could not decipher. Frantic, she called Dr. Mirabel, who merely chuckled. Did I not mention, darling Eliza? The scars don't disappear. They remember, and sometimes they demand a host. Desperation clawed at her. She moved through days and nights like one caught in a fever dream, listening to the rasping voices as her scars spread, proliferated. Her body transformed into a grotesque map of her forgotten injuries. Her lips cracked in disbelief when she realized the word forming across her scars. One word. Give. Give what? She would scream into the abyss. The answer came when she looked one last time into the mirror. Her reflection, no longer hers, but an entity of sinew and malice, reached back. The scars wrapped themselves around her throat, pressing deep with invisible hands, whispering, "Give us a proper body." And so, at that moment, Eliza offered the only thing she had left: herself. It said her lifeless body was found a week later in her apartment, completely unblemished. Not a scratch, not a scar. Perfection, they said. But no one knows where those scars had gone. And should you ever hear a whisper slithering through the folds of your mind tonight, my darling, don't ask it what it wants. You may become its next canvas. Perfection, as lovely as it sounds, comes at a cost, does it not? Sleep well, dear one, if you can. For every crease in your blanket, every wrinkle in your sheets, might just be the beginning of your story too. Until next time, this is Violet Nocturne, reminding you, scars tell stories, but some stories should remain untold. Sweet dreams.